Hello and welcome to Father and Son Sports Card Connection, our YouTube channel. This is our first official video. I am Matt, and
My name is Alan. I'm Matt's dad.
we wanted to go ahead and just talk for a little bit in our first video about us and what we're doing and why we're doing what we're doing. So I'm going to start and just tell a little bit of a story here. Our interest in sports, I'll start with mine. So growing up, I loved sports. I loved playing baseball and basketball and running and just all kinds of sports. And so one of the things I remember Dad talking a little bit about was collecting cards, and remember him purchasing packs and opening them and things like that. And so I don't know, I probably would have been
Probably, yeah, 5 or 6, right in there.
5 or 6 years old whenever I got my first pack and started really getting into that, and loved looking at the cards and trying to figure out who the players were before, taking the card and pulling it down slowly, try to figure out who the player was before my dad. And I remember we would put together card sets, and there was one year in particular I remember putting together a Don Ross set. I believe it was 1990. And I remember looking at Dad and saying, man, this is just so much fun. Wouldn't it be awesome if someday we were to have our own sports card business? And now, about 30 years later, we are almost 4 years into our Father and Son Sports Card Connection business that we established in 2016. And we've been having a blast. And I'm going to go ahead and let Dad just share a little bit about his experience growing up and interest in sports, and then where we've kind of come, the last 4 years as we've started our business.
Yeah, well, I grew up a lot different than Matt did. I grew up on a farm. I loved playing baseball. Oh, the summer times were just like made for baseball. And I lived on a farm, but I had to do my chores and I had to farm some. And I remember being out on the tractor just dreaming about playing baseball instead of driving the tractor, and nothing against that, but I just enjoyed sports so much, and I was kind of the only one in my family that did. So when I bought the cards, I would just like go up to my room and just enjoy opening the packs. And this was in like 1972, and that's the first year I really got into it. I started buying in like 1970. So I collected for like 5 years, and I just always kept those cards. I was kind of a late bloomer, I didn't really play sports until I got into high school. And I just enjoyed buying and opening sports cards. And Minnesota Twins were always my favorite team. To this day, I'm not sure why. I think maybe they were on TV back whenever I started watching baseball on TV. And Harmon Killebrew, Tony Oliva, Rod Carew were my heroes, in baseball. And and I always enjoyed football with Len Dawson and Otis Taylor were my favorites. And also basketball. I'd push my head up against the radio and be listening to Detroit Piston games with Dave Bing and Bob Lanier, and sports just took me out of my world into a neat place to where I just enjoyed. And then with Matt, I wasn't sure. Obviously he's seen me playing sports and stuff as he grew up. I was into some basketball leagues and stuff, and so he was always with me, and that's one of the things I enjoyed still doing. And I thought that he could enjoy it also, and we did. We went to a lot of card shops and card card shows, and we got into it pretty good there for a while. And then I think as people become teenagers, life changes a little bit, but then you kind of go back to and that's kind of what happened, with Matt. We kind of got out of it as he got to be a teenager and got into some sports and other things that he was interested in, but we kind of always kept we kept our cards and we kept them in the back of our mind, that every once in a while we'd buy a few packs here and there, and so it's just something we both really enjoyed.
And so then, yeah, we, like Dad said, kind of grew up, in the hobby, in the business. Well, not business, I guess, necessarily, but the hobby. And really, we've noticed some interesting things that we're going to talk about in a video coming up. But one of the things I was going to say is, can you tell a little bit about the story whenever we first decided, hey, let's try to, turn this into maybe a business and look at, the possibility of establishing, business. Do you remember that conversation? Do you remember?
You know what? I worked, and Matt was kind of the lead. I mean, I would say, yeah, that sounds good, but he was the one with the strong desire, and I thought it would be awesome, to be in business with my son and everything, and it has been. It's been great. But he was really the one that got this business going, and like I say, I was working, and actually had just kind of semi-retired, and so I think Matt was more of the driving force behind the business, but I was kind of wanting to go that way too, but not much knowledge on how to do that, so that's where the younger generation really helps, us old fogies.
So Dad, for 39 years, right, worked at a meat market for 39 years, and just recently stopped there just a few years ago, and really kind of had more of an opportunity to have more time to be able to put towards something like the sport card business, and still busy with lots of other things that you have going on. And I'm going to be going into my 17th year of teaching, which is pretty crazy. So yeah, we decided, almost 4 years ago now, that we would go ahead and start the business. And my goodness, we've learned a lot throughout the last 4 years. A lot of things that we, it's good. I mean, anything that you start and begin, I know that there's a learning curve, and we are still learning. And although our desire is to serve and to help others in the sports card hobby and business, we know that we're still learning a lot about it. It's amazing how much changes there have been in the last 4 years. And so as we move forward and we make these videos, our goal in this is that we honestly, truly want to help you. We want to help serve you in any way we can, whether that's providing you with information, insight, tips, strategies, just any way that we can be of benefit to you. We also are providing the service of, we've done this for a while, so we do have an eBay store. We do, send cards in to get them graded. There's different services that, as hopefully our company continues to expand, we'll be providing, different services as well, consignments and consultation and things like that. But for now, this is kind of just our intro video. I know we'll probably work more on, background and lighting and all of those things. Those will come with time. But for now, we wanted to get this video out to you. One thing I would love for you to do is if you could like this video below, and then also subscribe to our channel. Also come visit us at fathersonsportscards.com. It is there that you will find kind of our social media presence. We've got a Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and then also you'll be able to go straight to our eBay store. We'll host these videos there on our website as well, and then you will also be able to go and see some articles and blogs that either us or friends of ours that are in the hobby have written. So thank you. This is first video. Anything else you want to say before we go?
No, you did good.
All right, thanks a lot. Thanks, and again, remember to like and subscribe.